Hello again, my good students. Welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the Imperial Japanese Navy, joining straight again after our previous episode, after the battle we had where we lost two destroyers, the Shiryuki and a Akatsuki, which we lost. But that was at the cost of a Cleveland and a Pensacola, if I recall correctly, which I think is a good trade in our favour there. We can replace destroyers fairly easily, but and they can replace. To be fair, they can get quite a few Clevelands, but they only have two Pensacolas, and that does give us some command points to instantly buy back some destroyers, which I think we'll be doing. The thing is, though, we do need to actually have a look at the damage we took in that battle with our surviving ships. So let's do that now. If we bring up the UI, we took hits to most ships here. If we pause and have a quick look. What I am most worried about, of course, is the Ryujo here. If we have a look over here, we have a permanently destroyed and flooded general compartment here, a magazine, some engineering, and we have a destroyed secondary mount here, which will mean we won't take so much, won't have so much air defense on the port side, I believe that is, which is a shame. We do have to think about this. If the Ryujo does take many more hits, it will likely sink. So we are faced with the problem now of, do we actually send this back to repair and bring it back later on in the game? This would leave us without the much needed air cover it's been giving us all game. We might be able to swap it out for a Zuiho. The trade-off between Zuiho and Ryujo is that the Zuiho does not have quite a large deck or compartments for aircraft, so it does come with a slightly reduced flight of zeros, 18 compared to the 24 we have with the Ryujo. But we do still have 24 Kates available with that, which is what we will primarily be using it for. So it's not a huge trade-off, but it is one nonetheless. We're going to think about that then, once we get on the strategic map. We're going to look at what we have damage over here. The Myoko has a damage funnel, which reduces its speed to 93%. It's okay, I think we can live with that. We've done that with destroyers. The Chikuma here, our Tone, is absolutely fine. Brilliant stuff. The Congo, how's that looking? That also has a destroyed funnel, down to 93% speed. I think we can live with that as well. If it's just a funnel, we're absolutely fine. Fubuki is untouched, and Kazagamo is it's got a general compartment flooded and destroyed on the bow there. And it has a torpedo armor destroyed, which actually I think we are going to need to replace that because torpedoes on Japanese ships are brilliant. You do certainly get them more for the torpedoes rather than the guns, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave. And yeah, seeing moderate damage to our carrier is not a great thing. So I think we are going to retreat this yet again. We're not having great luck with our surface engagements recently, are we? We're going to retreat that again. Bring us up over here. And I think we are going to go all the way back to Ribble and just reinforce that again a little bit and think about what we do with the carrier. We do have an enemy submarine sighted over here, so we're going to, I remember, set a course for that with our secondary task force. We are going to review our losses and enemy losses. So, of course, we did lose Fubuki and Akatsuki in the last engagement. It's absolutely fine. That's nearly a whole month, actually, of game time between losing that and the Takao. I think that's actually pretty good, considering the damage we have taken and the ships we have in rest and repair. Which is all of these. So we've got a maximum of 18 days to wait for all of those to go through for the Mogami and the Yamato battleship. We do have two Mogamis, the Suzuki and the Kumano, and we do have an Akazuki and another Takao in there as well. Unfortunately, they are the higher priority assets of ours, but I'd rather have them in rest and repair than actually lose them, of course. Enemy losses recently, though, have been huge. We have sunk a lot of merchant shipping, as well as a Fletcher, Cleveland, New Orleans, another Cleveland, and a Pensacola, which is brilliant stuff. So, what we're going to do is just carry on, I think. We're just going to double check our... and we're going to try and come back up with the I-17 here and get a little patrol going there, just to screen our carrier task force. Where is our other? We have I-15 over here with 10 available torpedoes. How's the I-17? How's 13 there? Okay, this is searching for the carrier. We have to wait 0.2 hours for aircraft to be available with Ryujo, and I think as we retreat, air power is going to be the threat here. So let's just carry on and see what happens. Ryujo's ready to launch, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to launch as soon as we can, launch some zeros off. And that's going to just follow us here. What is our task force called? I should have named it really. It's number 6, okay. I should name that really. Why do we have 2 task force 6s? That's interesting. Okay, we're going to name this, we are going to name this one Ryujo then. Just bear with me. Excellent stuff. And we are getting within range of this submarine as well. So let's go to full speed and I'll see you in a second. Ah, there we go. Already under attack. I think these are going to be Avenger torpedo bombers. So let's turn on everyone's radar if possible. Where are orders? Here we go. Of course I have fire at will on. Brilliant stuff. And where are they? Okay, they're right behind us. Yeah, so these are Avengers. We're going to go to our zeros then. And I'm going to take the time to order every individual plane to attack. So I'll be back with you in a minute. I don't want to bore you with that tedium. Okay, so with that done, I think we're also going to try and take some, well, not necessarily evasive maneuvers. We're going to just try and turn a little bit with our fleet here. Just to throw them off and get our AA face towards them. We're going to, of course, speed up to get some distance between us. I don't think we're going to order a retreat because we are on the offensive side, really, in this battle. Want to make sure we shoot down as many aircraft as possible. But we're coming in here. We should make a lovely one pass. Let's just watch from our perspective. Love a good, clean one pass here. Go on, open up. Hey, there we go, that's a couple down. Lovely stuff, 3 down. I'm just going to take the time to make sure they do have an attack order on that. But we do have another plane on that as well. So we had the, I think the number 2 over there. We're going to get number 2, I think, to just turn around over here and just reinforce the back line there. We're going to get number 3 to do the same. Go over here. We're going to get 1 and 4 to carry on with the missed target there. Excellent stuff. These planes have passed around and got a couple of those ones off. That is brilliant stuff. I'm just going to make sure again that they're going for that. I'm just going to get the number 6 to go for their ace, I think. Just to make sure nothing's missed out. So I don't like to discriminate, you know. I don't like to let people feel left out here. Getting a lovely one pass on all of these. This is brilliant stuff. I think that was the whole squad actually taken down in that pass. Brilliant stuff. So now I do only have a few more to worry about, which is brilliant. We've got this first one leading. Excellent stuff. We'll just come back on the final 2 now. Oh, that is brilliant. Finally. See, this is exactly why we have a carrier on top of our main task force. So we get moments like this when we can actually defend ourselves properly. Oh, it feels so good. So we're going to increase our speed now with a couple of these fighters and just get rid of their recon plane. Because they do have that about. And that should send the message that we are not to be messed with. This is a very brave recon plane coming straight towards our zeros here. Oh dear. So there we go. No ships touched at all. Zeros did exactly what they're meant to do, and we've got a very speedy submarine here. It seems to be speedier than our own ships, which just shouldn't be right, really. It's outrunning us, going straight towards Ryujo there. We do have submarine support for that, of course, but not looking great, is it? We are, of course, retreating with our ships here. I'm going to look actually at what engineering and stuff we have here. Yeah, we can. I think what we can do is actually make a full oiler and engineering fleet here to increase the level of our airfield at Guadalcanal now, rather than reinforce it, because we're going to be winning this battle very handily now. And that will leave a good amount of troops and supplies there to boot. So let's carry on, and I'll see you in the next engagement, I think. which funnily enough is right now. Okay, so what can we usually do here? Can we launch any more aircraft, or is it too soon? It's not too soon. Excellent stuff. So this is going to be fairly handy. We don't necessarily need them though, do we? That's the thing. But we're going to have them up anyway. And we're going to begin the engagement. And we're also going to hope, of course, that we're nowhere near as close as we were as for the previous engagement, because that would be absolute rubbish if we were. And we will lose another ship or two, I think, if that is the case. But let's see and pray. So they've been sighted, and no, we're not anywhere near as close, which is brilliant. That means we can keep our own ships out of the way while we take care of the light cruiser here, which is a Cleveland. So we're going to identify that. We are, of course, going to take the time to identify this properly. It has been a while since I have recorded, so I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what these destroyers were, but we'll soon sort that out. You can see I've been looking at the Zwehos and stuff here, just to see what they cost. Give us some options. So we're going to identify that as a Cleveland. The first destroyer here, what are you? You appear to be a Benson. Let's have a look, shall we? Diddy, Benson, where are you? Yeah, that's definitely a Benson there. Oh, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Bensons are horrible destroyers. And we have a Marne here. Okay, cool. So I'm going to make sure the destroyer here is building a solution on the Benson. I should tell you what, we might just make sure that the Cleveland's down. And then and see about that. I do, of course, want to sink everything here if possible. So we are going to close in, I think. Should be great stuff. But we are, of course, going to get to the Kates in and see what happens after that. I'm not overly fussed about the destroyers, although we could think about using zeros to get rid of them. We will see. So, Kates. I'll tell you what I've been enjoying, actually, with my Kates in my own Let's Plays is actually using the box formation. So if we form up with that, I'll show you what I mean. Because I've been finding that I've been getting more hits with it. Slightly narrower formation than the Vic, I find. If we go down here, there we go, and target the Cleveland. It's just been far more successful for me, actually. It does look a tad strange, and I'm not sure what the true use of it would be. If anyone could know, let me know in the comments. That'd be great stuff. Always happy to have my mind expanded, my knowledge expanded. So yeah, so this is a rather lovely battle here. Always nice to have some air support in any surface engagement. But I'll see. Oh, they're already turning towards us. So I think what we're going to do is actually, of course, build up some solutions against them ourselves. If we get Miyoko's to fire on the Benson as well, I think. If we get some spotting fire off. How many shells do we have? Okay. I think since we're heading to Rabaul as well with these, so we can fire whatever we want and just resupply when we get there as well. We're going to get the Tonne and the Congo to fire as well on the Marne, which we have here. Turn on our air radar with that. It doesn't seem to be on, which is strange. I thought it turned everyone's on. The Chikuma with one as well. Excellent stuff. How is our formation looking? They're getting into position there. That is absolutely fine. Brilliant stuff. I'm going to try and bring the zeros actually back round to here. Did take a little bit of damage from the tail gunners of the previous engagement. There we go. It's not doing it because it's too close to our ships. Just in case they have some cheeky enemy planes within the area. Does look like we need to change our position with the Kates because they're doing a line ahead straight towards us, which is brilliant. That's what we like to see. We're going to hammer and anvil them a little bit. And I think we're actually going to keep one flight in reserve, maybe for a destroyer, actually. So bring it out around here. See what happens. Righty then, so both our Kates are within range of the enemy Cleveland now. We are roughly 3 kilometers away from them, which is lovely. So if you see the box formation here, it does leave one plane with a slightly higher altitude above our other Kates here. I think that should be fine. It will dive down when it attacks, I believe. I've had success with it before. Please trust me. Not just going to detonate the torpedo as it hits the water there, surely. Looks like we're getting some hits on the destroyers as well with our surface fleets, which is brilliant stuff. I'm just going to watch this here. It should be fine. It's just the one enemy there. And that torpedo is working. Brilliant. Going to get the Kates here out, actually, and tell them just to increase speed and stuff. We do not want to be more lax just because it's just the one ship. This does look like they have dropped here as well, which is brilliant stuff. And we're going to just pray that they do definitely hit. It's going to make me look stupid now after bigging up the formation and then missing it. Brilliant stuff. So the Benson here, or is it the Marne behind? It's the Marne which is behind, which is slowing down. And this is absolutely fucked. Look at that. There we go. It's 3 hits. And a dud. Oh, that's disgusting. Cheated me there. But 3 hits should be absolutely fine to destroy the Cleveland there, and it's put this out of action at least, I think. So we're going to bring the Kates back up over here and get these ones out of range. Did lose 3 of them. That's okay. That's acceptable. And of course they're laying smoke now, which is going to harm our artillery solutions on them. So we're going to take a quick report here to see what we're dealing with. It is of course heavy and heavy on the Cleveland. I think what we're going to do is actually, I think we want to seal the deal maybe with 1 Kate on the Cleveland. So we're going to do that. So we're going to get the leading one there to break off. We'll get these to form up in a box, I think. Oh, do we want a box? See how that looks with 3. This one can do whatever it wants and break and target the Cleveland. Actually, that is very nice and tight there. That's what we want when we fire at the destroyer, I think. Okay, brilliant. No rush there, though. We can wait for it to flood out, which it does look like it's doing. Oh my god, its bow is nearly underwater there. Brilliant stuff. Oh, I love to see that sort of thing. But it does look like its main guns are out of action there. Which I bloody hope so, because they're nearly submerged. Our destroyers can rest safely. So I'm just making sure they are, of course, firing properly and not spotting. We're not going to use the Ryujo secondaries. Yeah, we've got a lovely narrow spreads here, which is brilliant stuff. I do have a decent solution with everyone, apart from this one now. So we're going to get that back to spotting. That is because of the smoke covering it. That's on the Marne over here. Okay, brilliant stuff. Which the Marne itself, I think, has taken moderate damage as well, which is great. We might call in the Zeros to strafe the Benson, but we'll see what happens with the torpedo strike, I think. It's not entirely guaranteed that we'll hit the Benson with torpedoes. And that's just because it's so small. We are going to increase the speed of these Kates so they catch up. The Cleveland's getting on top of its fires, so I think we are, of course, going to tell us one to attack when we are close, which I think actually is now. That's not so bad, is it? We're going to reduce its speed then, if that's the case, to make sure it does attack, and we're going to leave that on also, I think, and just wait for that to carry on. We're going to get in range of this Benson. Guess it's to target it, which would be great. That might be useful, mightn't it? Yeah, go full speed, and we'll drop off once it gets a lot closer and able to attack properly. But I think this is rather successful at the moment. It's amazing to have a strike aircraft on demand when you have a carrier in your surface fleet here. So we're going to tell this one to attack now, I think. We're going to get in. We're going to tell them, of course, to slow down. Just down there a bit. Actually, let's go all the way just to make sure they have time to do it properly. This is quite the run-up. And here it looks like the Cleveland is almost dead in the water, going at only 17 knots. It is going to take this torpedo to sink us, I think, just to seal it down. But look at all the flak coming in. It's not entirely guaranteed that we drop here. We're getting fairly close with this group as well now. It's actually closer to the Bents than it is to the other is to the Cleveland. They are turning. They are trying to evade, and we have got some surface hits here, which is brilliant. You can see it's superficial damage to the hull there. What did we lose? We did lose the boss one over here, but not before it dropped, which is very lucky here. Okay, so that does look like it could be a hit. How's it looking over here? We might get the one, and the one is all we need. Excellent stuff. The Cleveland did get hit as well. Ah, oh, lovely. That Benson is absolutely screwed. If we take a look here, it's on critical damage. Cleveland's still on heavy, apparently, which is bollocks. Must have taken damage to the bow, where it is overly damaged there. Would have been nice to get us on the stern, maybe, or the midsection, but that has put a fire on there as well, which is great stuff. So it's just a waiting game now, I think. What we're going to do, if that's the case, is actually get the Congo to change targets and get us to fire at the Cleveland, just to make sure. Just to make sure we get spotting fire on there. And we'll do the same with its secondaries as well, I think. Brilliant. So we're getting very close to them now. How close are we to the Bents and the lead ship? Yeah, 5 kilometers. That is very close. We're taking hits on the Fibiki as well. Not great stuff. So what we might want to do is actually turn out a bit and go like this. Just kite them a little bit now to reduce our chances of being hit so much. And what's our speed at? I think we should increase speed, shouldn't we? We're going far too slow here. Oh, lovely stuff. That Benson. That's what you love to see. Oh, just missed that there. It's taking a lovely bit of lovely salvo. Okay, so the Cleveland and the Benson are down, so now we only have the Marne, which is pretty much dead in the water. So we're going to get all of our HE to fire off there if we can. Just brilliant stuff. Oh, a very successful surface engagement by any standards, which it should have been really. It was never really a contest, was it, with an active Kate squad in the sky. If we had taken a lot of damage here, that would have tarnished the honour of the Japanese Navy. If you're into that sort of thing. There we go, get some lovely hits in there. Brilliant stuff. It is completely dead in the water now. And it is now sunk. Brilliant stuff. Oh, just some finishing shots there. That should be some decent command points there. Let's leave and have a look. Okay, it's only 9. It's interesting. That's because we're on the harder difficulty there. Not a problem. But yeah, oh, lovely stuff. That's another Cleveland down. Don't know if we're able to check where we are with that, actually. If we go to light cruisers and Clevelands, of course they have 27 total available. We've sunk 3 there. Okay, I thought it might have been 1 or 2 more. Interesting. How are we with the New Orleans again? Because we're getting close. We did sink one in the last episode. We sunk a Brooklyn as well for the first time, which is brilliant stuff. Or was it a Baltimore rather? We sunk a Baltimore, of course. So they have 1, 2, 3 more of those available. They do have a lot of Baltimores available, 14, which is great. Did we not sink it? Interesting, I could have sworn we did. Check those losses. Maybe not then. Okay, interesting. I'm not remembering properly at all then. I do apologise. Where are we? Yeah, of course, okay, interesting. We did sink the New Orleans, but not the Baltimore. Okay, okay, not a problem. Unless we misidentified it and I'm just completely not remembering again. But it's okay, so we're going to tell the Kates, I think, if we can. Where are they? Those are zeros. Nope. There we go, tell them to return to base. And hopefully the zeros will be able to stay active before we get to release them as well. So let's just carry on, and I'll see you in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have stumbled across an very significant surface fleet here. If we take a closer look, we have engaged 2 battleships. One of them seems to be actually both of them, looking at them, are South Dakota class battleships. Very scary stuff. This is very serious threat. We did, of course, lose sight of them in many episodes ago now without managing to sink anything, so maybe we might be able to do something here with that. We are, what is the distance away from them? We are nearly 5 kilometers away, 4.8. And we have also sighted a group of 3 destroyers. This is off to our rear on the strategic map, so we are stuck between a rock and a hard place here with our I-15. Shouldn't be too much of a bother, as long as we don't get caught. But that's the trick, isn't it? I suppose. So we go into hard to port here and just turn around. And that should be okay here, just to get ourselves a leading spread here. So we go to identify the South Dakota as such. We have, of course, not sunk anything. We're going to have a look at what other ships they have here. It seems to be an Abdicon. No, I thought off the top of my head it was an Abdicon one. So this is a Brooklyn. Okay. Another Cleveland. Another Cleveland. Okay, so 3 light cruisers. That is also rather a large threat to us. I think what we're going to have to do here, because Ryujo is just past the Shortland Islands, halfway to Rabaul now. So we are going to have to screen these with our submarines as much as possible before anything happens with this. We do, of course, have a few destroyers here. Look at our Gridley or Bagley sort of things. Can't remember off the top of my head which one that might be. It's an interesting design, though. Let's have a look at that. Where are we? Destroyers? I'm just going to flick through them. It's a single funnel one. Where are we? That might be... Oh, it's a Summers. Okay, interesting. Haven't seen one of those in this game yet, I don't think. Interesting. Okay, that's one of the early ones as well. Alright, so we're just going to carry on. Build up a solution. We're going to have to fire off a lot of torpedoes against us, I think, because they do have quite a large torpedo resistance. Let's put it on a 1 degree spread at the moment. We're going to fire off 6 torpedoes, because if we look at the South Dakota battleships, if we go over here, we can see, if we go to sensors and armor, that has an 85% torpedo defense on its torpedo bulge, which will be in the center of the ship there. But of course, the center of the ship is where every important thing is. So that's where we want to hit, really. We don't want to hit everything slap bang in the middle there, or in one point of contact. We do have an amazing solution at the moment, going up to 9. So we're going to put our scope up just to help that out a bit. We're going, I think, to stop turning and just stop now, just to make sure any sonar is not going to spot us so easily. But yeah, a 99 solution there. That is brilliant stuff. If we miss, we'd be very pissed off. But I think if that's the case, we're just going to let them lead out a little bit more. So we've got a flatter broadside, and we're going to fire off then, I think. There we go. That was brilliant stuff, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? 5 total hits. Just too many torpedoes because it's a little bit of a long ship there. Well, not long enough, rather. We couldn't hit quite all of them. But it is sunk, which is brilliant stuff. It did suffer a magazine explosion to help us out there. So that is an absolutely amazing strike. We're not going to hit anything else with this one torpedo that did miss, which is rather a shame. The Cleveland over here is after us, isn't it? It's sort of trying to chase it. But no such luck, which doesn't matter. One torpedo's not going to sink it. But that is a brilliant prize. Oh, could not have asked for better, really, there. Excellent stuff. That does leave us on rather a low amount of torpedoes. There are only 4 available, so our next target with that might have to be a cruiser, which is not a problem though. We do have the I-17 back in reserve, of course, but oh, that is lovely. So let's go back to the strategic map. That's 26 points back to us, which is brilliant, much needed stuff, and 35.4 thousand tons of shipping sunk. We do, of course, have this destroyer group now behind us. So what we're going to do is actually come down this way and try and come back up. We're going to resupply at the Shortland Islands, of course. We are going to try and bring, I think, this I-17 down here and like patrol over here, maybe, like that. See what happens there. We're going to get another scout up, I think, from this force, and I'll see you in a second. Hello, hello again. Look what we found with our I-17 this time. So we've got a couple options here. We're going to double check what our range is to them. It is closer than last time actually, so we are under a higher threat of a sonar detection. And we do of course have the battleship on this side, so if we might have the chance of it spotting our torpedoes. But this is of course the higher threat. So I think I am going to go for the South Dakota again. Whether we hit or not, maybe a different thing. We're going to do the same as last time. We go for a 6 torpedoes at a 1 degree spread. We are going to hard to port again. We're going to raise our scope and see what happens there. Just watch our solution hopefully climb up a bit. Nothing as of yet. We do need to of course identify it. We get South Dakota there. Brilliant stuff. Why is our solution not doing anything? Very strange. Where are we? Let's have a look. Come on. Look through the binoculars. Maybe that might help. The sea state is fair. It's not exactly calm, but it's bearable. Where are we? It says solution 74%. Okay, let's ignore the blank down here then. It is climbing, don't worry. Had me worrying then. Sometimes it doesn't show. The numbers and such over here do overlay sometimes, which is rather annoying. Not too much of a problem though. I think we're going to stop leading now. Stop moving, just go down to 0 knots and look at our solution. It is 88%. I don't think we're going to get much better this time because the sea state is so rough. Actually no, it is climbing, it is climbing. Give us a little bit of time, we'll be fine I think. They are still coming towards us, which is very much helping. We'll see you when we fire off I think. Alrighty then, what are we looking at here? Not looking so damaged as the previous ship. No magazine explosion, and the torpedoes were more concentrated. This is probably because of the slightly worse solution there, or maybe the angle we fired at. But they are coming towards us actually. I don't know if that's just because that's how they feel like retreating or not. But we have dived, and I think we're going to make sure we go silent just to make sure. We have dived and ordered a retreat in time, so that's not a worry. Oh, look at how much that is listing there. Some good fires on there. So that might burn down. What's the report on this? So it's heavy and heavy, so it might not have sunk that ship. Not too much of a problem then. If it is on this much damage, should be able to handle that in further engagement. So I think the next target might actually be a cruiser here. We just need to maybe tickle this one down a little bit. And yeah, I think we'll be okay here. I think we'd have been very, very lucky to get 2 battleships in 2 successive strikes. But we're now able to leave the combat zone, which I think we'll wait around for this fire to go down and see what happens after that before we leave. So unfortunately it didn't flood down or burn out there, but that's not a problem. We can retreat back here and patrol with our other submarine here, just in case we catch them again, which I'm really hoping we do. I would like to sink another ship there just to make sure our surface fleet here has a fighting chance. We do have some slightly damaged Yugamos here, as well as 2 heavy cruisers. The heavy cruisers should be okay against a damaged battleship and a couple of light cruisers and such, but I don't want to chance it at this particular point in time. Our progress on Guadalcanal, for those interested, is going very well. We did, of course, lose the Florida Islands, and they've snuck in a group on the Russell Islands as well, which is why I'm hoping to patrol with this force around here to catch something out. So I'll join you in a second once we've come into contact again. This might not be too long. But, okay, so they've got a lot of scouts going off down here. Maybe I want to send something back there, but I am going to send I-15 back over to resupply, I think. We can see our supply ships and main task force is very close to Rabaul now. So I'll see you back in a second, I think. Alrighty then, so we've joined us back at Rabaul now, where we have the hard decision of, I think we are going to release the Ryujo now. Looking at the damage here, there's far too many compartments actually destroyed and flooded. I don't want to risk another surface engagement with this at the moment. So we're going to release this ship, unfortunately. Where I was on the top button here. I'm going to do this, release that, yes please. I'm so sorry Ryujo, you've served us well, your time will come back. But for now we need to say goodbye. We're going to get rid of the Kazugumo as well. Just put that back. Like I said, we can replace destroyers fairly easily, but I don't want to have to say goodbye to them so much. So we're going to get another destroyer to start with. Saying UC. Where are we? We are over here, funnily enough. We're going to get... what do we want, actually? The Kazugumo was a Yugamo. I might just go for another one of those, actually. I'm very much liking the Yugamos at the moment. And we have a lot of points to spare. So you know what I'm thinking of getting, actually? We've traded in the Ryujo. I think it's time for an upgrade. So we're going to go full-on Shokaku and say Shokaku to the enemy. That will cost 120 points. But, oh, it's going to be so worth it. So worth it. Lovely stuff. That will take care of the battleships, no problem. As long as it's not a direct engagement, of course. We've said goodbye to Yamato and a few things, but I think a Shokaku is just, oh, it's going to be so useful. As long as it doesn't sink. How many do we have? We have 2 available, the Shokaku and the Zuikaku. Which is very useful because I'll just show you very quickly why this is so useful. So there's only ever 1 Ryujo made. This is of course under repairs now. And with Zuiho, there were 2 made, but we only have the Zuiho available. I believe the Shoho has been sunk in another battle before the Guadalcanal, which is very sad. But yeah, that does mean we are disadvantaged in that regard. I have restocked over here. I've got another fueler or oiler over here. So what we're going to do here is bring some engineering and fuel down to Guadalcanal. They are going to... I'm going to change its course to make sure it does get over there. They're going to upgrade the airfield level over here. That should be enough over there. We have 200 of engineering and fuel in that force there, which is brilliant stuff. That will definitely bring us up. Much needed there. So yeah, let's just carry on. I think what we're going to do is actually remember to rearm all our ships here, because we have expended ammunition. We're going to look at a arrangement here. If we look at circular very quickly, let's do that. Actually, what I want to do, I want to get maybe 1 more destroyer out, I think. Yeah, I'm going to get 1 more destroyer off. And you know what I want? I'm going to get, I think maybe an Akizuki out. If we can afford it. They do cost 10. It is rather a lot. I think we're going to go for something fairly basic then. And go for a Katsuki. Brilliant stuff. The Hibiki. Oh, okay, let's go for the Hibiki. I can't remember what Hibiki means in Japanese, actually. But okay, let's go for it. So let's look at the formation now. That's looking very nice, isn't it? I think Shokaku at number 5. So let's swap positions here. There we go. Brilliant. And I think... Oh, look, so Hibiki's going to be here. Naganami's going to be here with Fubuki leading. We're going to have Miyoko at number 2. I think I want the Congo at number 2, actually. Because I will want something with torpedoes on the outer edges there. And the Chikuma, the Tone, is going to be here as well. So that's looking good, actually. I'm quite liking that formation. And of course, we're going to bring them back into the theatre of war properly. Bring them back, the usual route. Excellent stuff. And I think that's going to do it here for today, guys. I think we've had enough engagements for my liking. And I don't really want to waste around in this episode again just for nothing to happen. So thank you all very much for watching. We'll join hot on the heels of this on the next episode and hopefully bring the Shokaku into action. For those of you who've been asking to see dive bombers, now is the time. Just to show exactly why the Shokaku is such an upgrade actually over the, I don't need to go on there, we can go on the identification, and over the Ryujo is because it is a proper fleet carrier. So the armaments there are 24 Zeros, 24 Kates, and of course 24 Val dive bombers. For those that's been asking for them, you're finally going to get your time to see them. So maybe we can launch both Kates and dive bombers at a similar time and have a massive aerial engagement there. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I've been the Edified Gamer. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback below, and possibly subscribe if you've enjoyed the video today. But yeah, in the meantime, I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.